us on 102.1 FM. We are streaming live on various apps. We are streaming live on various platforms. We are streaming live on satellite. We are also streaming live on our apps, IPOB Community Radio and Radio Biafra. IPOB Community Radio and Radio Biafra. These are very low data usage apps and downloadable from any app store. Therefore, download IPOB Community Radio and Radio Biafra to be part of this program this morning. We are also streaming live on our website, ipob.org and radiobiafra.co, ipob.org and radiobiafra.co. This program will be restreamed on Radio Biafra, Biafra TV, and Facebook profiles such as IPOB Rapture Media and the rest of them. But currently, it is being streamed on Radio Biafra on Facebook, Radio Biafra on Facebook, and Sunrise on Radio Biafra also on Facebook. Therefore, there is no reason why you cannot be part of this program. There is no reason why you cannot invite your friends, invite your well-wishers, invite those who are interested in Nigeria to come and listen. IPOB stands for the unconditional release of Mazi NnamdiKanu. IPOB stands for the unconditional release of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Onyendu Mazi NnamdiKanu. Mazi NnamdiKanu, a British citizen, has been ignored by Britain to rot in the DSS dungeon in Abuja since the Nigeria government extraordinarily renditioned him from Kenya on June 19, 2021. And since these 3 years of holding him unlawfully, several courts, both locally and internationally, has discharged and acquitted him of all the frivolous charges levied against him by the Nigeria government. Yet, the same government has refused to release him in accordance with their law. By disregarding both local and international laws, the Nigeria government has strongly disregarded the authority of both their local and international court. Therefore, publicly acknowledging their antagonistic approach to the justice. There is a consensus in the executive that the judiciary as an arm of the government should be continually rendered useless and not allowed to function. This mindset undermining the justice system as a fundamental instrument in nation building is entrenched in the Nigerian system. And that is why every government that comes in, every regime, has to maintain this brazen lawlessness until Nigeria is forced to embrace the law. Until Nigeria is forced to embrace the law. Mazi NnamdiKanu was abducted from Kenya by Nigeria government. Mazi NnamdiKanu was tortured in Kenya for 8 days by Nigeria government before he was now brought into Nigeria illegally. And since then, he has been tortured mentally and physically in the DSS dungeon. And we are saying enough is enough. Release Mazi NnamdiKanu and release other Biafrans that are suffering in the hands of the Nigeria government. People who committed no crime known to law. Even their own court has said so severally. As we proceed this morning, let us look at a press release from IPOB. And this here press release from IPOB says, Nigeria government targets Ndi Igbo during the proposed peaceful protest. IPOB. Following the wind of hardship and hunger protest and bad governance blowing across the contraption called Nigeria, the global family and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, led by the great leader Mazi NnamdiKanu, wish to advise Ndi Igbo to be on guard and protective of their lives and properties during the protest. Our ancestors said that whoever is surrounded by the enemies watches over his life always. A security report at our disposal has it that the Nigerian President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, together with the National Security Advisor (NSA) and State Minister for Interior, with some security hierarchy, have concluded plans to carry out selective elimination of Ndi Igbo in the northern and western Nigeria. The clandestine state-sponsored operation of targeting Ndi Igbo in the north and west will be carried out with the claims of going after protest sponsors. There are also plans to sponsor criminal elements from the northern extraction in the east to carry out violent protests to provide opportunities for the Nigerian murderous security to launch attack against Ndi Igbo during this period. Therefore, Ndi Igbo should be careful and know that they are hated and targeted across the contraption called Nigeria. Furthermore, the false accusation against IPOB and Mr. P2B by the federal government as the sponsors of the proposed protest by the Nigeria government agents are part of the sinister plan and agenda to target Ndi Igbo for elimination. The false alarm that IPOB and Ndi Igbo are sponsoring the protest is another false flag operation targeted at killing Ndi Igbo during the protest. Neither Ndi Igbo nor IPOB called for the Nigerians to protest against the leadership disastrous performance in Nigeria. Interestingly, both the IPOB, Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, and many other Igbo groups have warned Ndi Igbo not to join the proposed peaceful national protest against hardship and hunger in the wider Nigeria. We have maintained that Nigerians must carry their cross and enjoy their Emilokon. Ndi Igbo do not know what Emilokon means. Sadly, the Nigerian government and her proxies are falsely accusing Ndi Igbo and IPOB as the sponsors of the protest against the Tinubu's government. We have no hand in it. Therefore, all the Biafrans in the north and west must understand that they are outside their region and should endeavor to defend themselves and their properties. As much as possible, refrain from joining neither the Nigeria citizens' planned peaceful protest nor the hired pro-government protest. Should you expose yourself, you and your business will be the main target, not the other tribe. Understand that you are not allowed, you are not loved in the supposed country of the zoo called Nigeria that some of you claim to be part of. Though Ndi Igbo are facing the same economic hardship that others are facing, Ndi Igbo are usually the victims of any protest in Nigeria. We must learn our lessons. If need be, the only protest that Ndi Igbo should sponsor and fully participate is in the protest for the release of Mazi NnamdiKanu and the call for a UN-supervised referendum. What we are interested in now is for President Tinubu to release Mazi NnamdiKanu and give us a date for the Biafran referendum, for Biafrans to decide their fate in Nigeria or an independent Biafra nation. As the hunger protest plans rage, Ndi Igbo must ensure that they defend themselves and their properties against hoodlums and tribal bigots who will capitalize on the protest to loot their materials in our shops. More so, every Igbo person in the east, north, and west must be on security alert during this period of their protest. Ndi Igbo will be the target of the federal government's brutal force during the proposed peaceful protest. Don't be a victim. Comrade Imapoafo, Media and Publicity Secretary for IPOB. You know, reading that IPOB press release, one thing is clear, and it is the fact that Nigeria doesn't show any willingness to be a country. I'm talking about country in the real sense of country, the real meaning of country. Nigeria doesn't show any willingness to be a country. The leaders of Nigeria are at the forefront of promoting terrorism. Those who promote terrorism are the leaders of Nigeria. The leaders of Nigeria are at the forefront of self-deceit. They deceive themselves and they deceive those who they are leading. Imagine leaders of a country that promotes terrorism against its own populace, bringing in foreigners into the country to help them to kill the people that they are supposed to serve, kill them, and hand over their land to terrorists. Kill them, hand over their land to terrorists. This is the responsibility that the Nigerian leaders have taken as number one, against their responsibility as given to them by the people, which is to organize them and to provide security. To provide security for Nigerians. Number one responsibility. But they have failed. Therefore, the protection of our land and our lives is a responsibility given to us by the Almighty Chukwu Okike Abiama. The responsibility given to us by Almighty Chukwu Okike Abiama is for us to protect our land, for us to protect our lives. I will say it again. The protection of our land, the protection of our lives is a responsibility given to us by the Almighty Chukwu Okike Abiama. Few days ago, you have seen the number of Biafrans who have died at the hands of in the land of their enemies. Not so long, just few days ago, we heard of the passing of our sister Wada Onyeko Wenu. A very, very heartbreaking passing. A very, very heartbreaking person. This is somebody who campaign for the advancement, the development of Nigeria, who also campaigned for the development of Ndibo. And according to the story told by Peter Obi on his encounter with her before her passing, he said that she had finished performing and then she went and drank water. And after that she collapsed. So we are simply saying that there is a lot of questions. There is need for answers to be given to us. There is need for answers to be given to us. Such a person, such an icon, without, for instance, let's say we are not in a state where we are right now, where we do not trust anything Nigeria. Let's just say it is just as a country in Nigeria where people are united, a real country in the sense of it. Her death will be examined. There will be autopsy. Almost every death in a civilized world, they conduct autopsy. It doesn't matter what your opinion is. It doesn't matter what you think it is. Especially one in a public place. Therefore, it is very, very important for proper investigation, autopsy into that. Because we have suffered enough. We have suffered a lot in the hands of Nigeria government. We have suffered a lot. We must protect our lives. That is a responsibility given to us by Chukwu Okike Abiama. We must protect our lives. And this is why each and every one of us it is our responsibility to contribute to the Eastern Security Network. It is a responsibility. It is not one where we can choose to or not. No. It is an instruction. It is a command. Because you are alive today, it is simply a command that you don't need to be told to contribute to the Eastern Security Network in whichever way that you can, because these are men and women who are making sure that our land is safe, making sure that we can go to farm, provide food for ourselves, make sure that we are safe. We must support these honorable men and women. We must support them. And we have said that we don't want any GMO foods in our land. Nobody is permitted to buy them. Nobody is permitted to eat them. Nobody is permitted to plant them. You must recognize them. We reject every genetically modified food because the intention is to take control of our lives, take control of our food, and kill us as a people. Therefore, we must reject anything GMO totally. So somebody sat in a lab, decided, okay, I'm going to take control of these people's food. So the person will give you seeds that are genetically modified. You plant them, you only eat them, and that's it. It's finished. It's finished. It's like giving you a fish. You keep coming back every year for seeds, which means the person is in control of your life. How is it that after the toiling, after the suffering, after spending hours and hours and hours, days and days and days, toiling under the sun in order to provide food, you are unable to even have one saved? How is that something that should be encouraged? How is that something that should be encouraged? You can't even save so that you can plant tomorrow, which totally defeats the aim, the number one reason. Because you can plant and really decide today that I'm not going to eat today, I'll eat tomorrow. Especially if there is no much yield. Especially if there is no much yield. But they just produce something that you eat today and that is it. And that is it. So let me go to this news from Punch, and it says, Igbo wants Biafra nation. This is, of course, Biafrans. You know, in Nigeria, they find it hard to talk about Biafra. It says here, Igbo wants Biafra nation, but this is basically Biafra. Biafrans want Biafra nation. Not interested in hunger protest, IPOB. And then it began with the separatist indigenous people of Biafra. It says, on Wednesday, warned the Igbo people against joining the ongoing hunger or end bad governance protest across the country. The pro-Biafran group insisted that Igbo people were fed up with the Nigerian affairs and wanted only a referendum to exit the country and form their Biafra nation. While asking Nigerians to carry their cross and enjoy their Emilokan, President Bola Tinubu's campaign slogan, IPOB, said, if there was any for the Igbo to protest, it would be to demand the release of IPOB leader NnamdiKanu and a date to demand a referendum to leave Nigeria. So, we are reiterating, every Biafran knows that you cannot protest for Nigeria or in favor of Nigeria, because protesting is in favor of Nigeria. You are saying, most of us have engaged in activities to promote the interest of Nigeria in the past. Most of us have. You've seen videos of Mazi NnamdiKanu protesting the bad conditions in Nigeria, protesting for a better Nigeria. You have seen it. Most of us have, at one point or another, thought that perhaps Nigeria is actually capable of change. But every single time we have been disappointed. Not only disappointed, we come back with wounds, licking our wounds. How many times will something happen to you before you know? Even before the protest that was organized by Yoruba people and those in the north, they tried to target an IPOB protest, Biafran people's protest. You can imagine the kind of country that you live in. That attitude alone goes to show you that this is not for you. Well, no Biafran needs to be told. We have seen first day, second day, our people ignored it totally. Our people ignored it totally. So, but Since the first of this month, Nigerians have been on the streets protesting and calling for an end to bad governance. First of all, I want to commend them for taking the bold steps towards saving themselves from the wicked leaders that are imposed on them. I saw somebody post and say, I will never be part of those who will criticize those who are exercising their right. Their right, because we are also fighting for our right. So whether who organizes it or what the suspicion is or whatever, as long as it is within people's right, you must allow them to go ahead. So I congratulate people who took these bold steps towards saving themselves from the wicked leaders that are imposed on them. I have at various times, asked if Nigerians have what it takes to free themselves. Because I know that for Nigerians to be free from the wicked politicians, they must be bold. They must be very, very bold. Bold in recognizing the changes they would love to see. It is a shame that, talking about changes, that in this 21st century, Nigeria cannot give its citizens uninterrupted power supply. In this day and age, Nigeria cannot give its citizens uninterrupted power supply. Such a shame. No good motorable roads. Nigeria cannot even feed its own citizens. Talking about uninterrupted power supply, EEDC is busy ensuring that this policy of the government, the policy to strangulate every business, the EEDC is making sure that such a policy is implemented by ensuring that there is no adequate power supply. And we are saying enough is enough. If you cannot provide, if you cannot meet up to your responsibility, you cannot distribute electricity to the people, then why are you there? Why are you there? There's no point being there. We must close office so that we can do better, because we know we can do better. We know we can do better. So, as I was saying, Nigerians must be bold to recognize the changes they would love to see. They must be bold enough to recognize and say, yes, this change is something that we want to see, and be bold about it. Be bold about it. Not only that, they must also be bold in implementing strategies. They must be very bold in implementing strategies in order to ensure that this change that they want is effected. That they effect this change that they want. So apart from being bold in recognizing the changes you'd like to see, the next step is also very, very important. And by that I mean that Nigerians must, after this recognition, take bold steps to affect the change, to effect the change they want for themselves. Despite all manner of suppression that will come from the government, despite all manner of suppression, they must be bold enough to enforce it, even against the wishes of the government. The honest truth of the matter I want to underline this morning is that everything in life has a cost. Every single thing. Including wanting a better life, it has a cost. Are you ready to pay the price? Everything have a price. As a Nigerian, you want to have a better life, there is a price to pay. And I commend you for taking the first step, which is standing up and saying, this price must be paid. So, when we say Biafrans do not get involved in the protest, it is also a price that we are paying. A price that we are paying for what we want to achieve. So when someone asks you to come out and join Nigerians in their protest, as a Biafran, you must know that the person is basically asking you not to continue paying the price for your freedom. So the question you must ask is, to what end? Who does it benefit? Nigerians can protest, yes. I support them because it will benefit them. So all the best to them. But for me to come out a Biafran going to protest for Nigeria, who does it benefit? When those in Niger rose up for their government in support of their government, did you rise with them to support them? Did you rise in Nigeria for them? Because it is not beneficial to you. When Biafrans, let's take it home, when Biafrans a lot of times stood up in protest, both outside and inside the house. When we went out to protest, they killed us. Did you stand with us when we stood up to protest? Because you thought it does not benefit you. That's the reason. So we are here saying to you, it doesn't benefit us. Prove to us that it can benefit us. The responsibility is on Nigerians to prove to Biafrans that, hey, this thing can be beneficial to you. Joining can be beneficial, but you have not even started. I'm saying the Nigerians, they've not started at all. They are still very, very far with the proof. So, let me play you this clip. Somebody in distress, somebody that has been distressed. According to, this is a video where those who went for the protest said that police attacked them. I'm sure you've seen a lot of this video going around. That the Nigeria police attacked them and they were calling for people to come out and join the protest. Let's listen to what they have to say.
I can't see again. Yeah. The Nigerian police force will regret this. Tinubu himself will regret this. And I just been shot. Can't stop by the police officer this man. We are not going to retreat. And that we will surrender. The journey on this day. Right up my there. We are only saying we are hungry. So the police officers are feeling us tear gas. Nigerian people, this is the time to double this agitation. This is the time to be more angry. Yes, this is the time to be more angry. This is the time to show us solidarity. Come. Come and join us. We need more Nigerian people to come and join.
So they are calling on their fellow Nigerians to come out and join them. It makes you wonder if Nigerians, the fellow Nigerians that are being called, if they are not aware of what is happening and if they what is going on, why do they need to be called upon before they would join? If there is need for Biafrans to protest, the day that we will protest, nobody should be sitting down and waiting to be called. Nobody. We know that. Because it is a clarion call. We understand what we're fighting for. We understand what we are fighting for. So I am only playing this clip to show you what Nigeria government unleashed on people who came out to ask for the Nigerian system to be developed more, to be better, to serve them better, to serve Nigerians better. Which means the government is simply telling them this Nigeria is not for you. And this is what IPOB has seen, that even the government is telling Biafrans, Nigeria is not for you. Even Nigerians themselves, they have been telling Biafrans, Nigeria is not for you. Listen to another, the statement of another protester.
And upon getting to Ibu Square, the police came after journalists. The commissioner of police, led by Bennett Igwe, the FCT commissioner of police, asking police to arrest journalists. Since I didn't commit any crime, I was serving protest, and he asked them to arrest me. And he personally collected my phone, my mobile phone. My mobile phone is still with him right there. And it took the intervention of other journalists around that told him that called the attention of the other officers that this is the chairman of Nigeria Union of Journalists. He should not be taking his causing protest. So I don't know why police are trying to suppress press freedom while we're carrying out our constitutional duty. This is unfair. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So there is no freedom of expression in Nigeria, none whatsoever. And it is a so-called democratic country, the one that Britain, America are supporting. And they are killing Biafrans. As we are speaking now, Biafrans are dying in the hands of Nigeria government, in the hands of the army, in the hands of the police, as we are speaking right now. This is a government that says, oh, democracy, democracy, election. You went out, Nigerians, they went out, they voted. What was what came out of it? It is important to bear in mind that even the president of Nigeria, Tinubu, participated in protest in Nigeria, both during military regime and civilian regime. And he is not even shy to shout it from the rooftop. Tinubu, the president, the person who is unleashing this terrorism against these people, against peaceful protesters. He participated in several protests in Nigeria during military regime and civilian regime. He did it all at every point of the Nigerian process. Therefore, now, the question that begs for an answer is, why is it that a man who led protest against what he perceived as injustice, why should such a man be so afraid of peaceful protests today? Why? Why is such a man afraid of peaceful protesters today? Somebody who led protests in Nigeria. You see that Nigeria can never work. Even their best, people who are considered, you see the way these people today are protesting, complaining. Imagine somebody that organized this protest, organized other protests, several of them, championing the cause of Nigerians. Suddenly they give the person power, the person becomes an impediment to what he has fought for all along. The person forgets, becomes totally different, starts killing people, starts abducting people, starts using the police, the army in order to poison people, in order to kill people. Why is such a man against protest today? A man who led so many protests, why then is such a man against the injustice that today's peaceful protesters also perceive? What is it that he is doing to Nigerians that he does not want the world to see? That is the question. What is he doing? What crime is he committing against Nigerians that he wants the world to continue to stay blind to? Of course, America is always ready to stay blind. They're always ready to stay blind. I see the way Facebook operates. I get notified that some of the broadcasts I did perhaps a year ago, Facebook will suddenly tell me, oh, there is copyright issues from so and so minutes, maybe some seconds to so and so seconds that you played a clip owned by, sometimes they say Warner Bros. You know, things, companies there in the US that has absolutely nothing to do with what I'm talking about. And they say, I wonder, what is going on with these people? Because they are trying to ensure that you are not free. That is their job. To make sure that you are not free. To make sure that you are not free. And you have a responsibility to yourself. Your responsibility, even as a Nigerian, protect yourself. Somebody cannot come to kill you and you allow the person. It must be peaceful. Peaceful. So I asked two questions, and I asked, why is it that somebody who fought against what he perceived as injustice is now the person championing injustice? And I asked if there is something that he is hiding, he doesn't want the world to see. Somebody who was forced into exile. Forced into exile because he protested, because he spoke against the government. Somebody like that is the same person that is keeping an innocent man in a DSS dungeon. A man who was discharged and acquitted by different Nigerian courts. Let me show you why. The answer to these questions are in this report from the Gazette. It says, Tinubu told traditional rulers he bought presidential seats with his money. Tinubu told traditional rulers he bought presidential seats with his money. This is by Sheikh Bello Yabo. Let me read this. It says, Sokoto-based Islamic cleric Sheikh Bello Yabo says President Bola Tinubu disclosed to clerics and traditional rulers that he bought his way to the presidency. In a video of one of his sermons, Mr. Yabo said Mr. Tinubu disclosed this when he met clerics and traditional rulers at the villa last week. Tinubu has really impressed me. He invited all the traditional rulers from the north, west, and east and told them bluntly that I bought this seat. I bought this seat I'm on with money, Mr. Yabo said. He added, Tinubu has never impressed me like now for coming out to tell the naked truth. Whoever pays the piper dictates the tune. Isn't Tinubu telling the truth? Mr. Yabo decried those who sold their votes during the 2023 presidential election. You cannot keep people subjugated and not expect some of them to become slaves, to forget who they are, to forget where they are coming from. You cannot keep people subjugated and expect some of them, especially if you are not constantly preaching to them, telling them, listen, look at who you are. This is who you are. You are not who they say you are. The politicians from this statement of Tinubu, you can see why they do not want the world to see what is happening in Nigeria. Nigeria politicians, they love Nigeria as long as they enrich themselves. As long as they can line up their pockets and have it filled with stupendous wealth. Wealth that is supposed to take care of you. Wealth that is supposed to take care of your family. Wealth that is supposed to take care of your community. Wealth that is supposed to build you and give you dignity as a human being. As long as they can rip you off to the point of abducting you, harvesting your organs, putting the money in their pockets, they will continue to claim that they love you. So they claim to love you because they can rip you off. That is why they can claim that they love you. Meanwhile, they see Nigeria and those who live in it, they see Nigerians themselves as a commodity that they can buy and sell at will. That is why he can tell you proudly that he bought his way into that office. They think that the lives of Nigerians has no value at all. No value at all. And if by any chance there is any little value attached to you, then they want it to be the value that they give to you. They want it to be the value that these people who force themselves on you, that they give to you. It reminds you of slavery, doesn't it? Your value becomes what the person who bought you puts on you, the price that they put on you. And when they feel like you are of no value to them, they sell you for whatever they think it's a value to them. For whatever price they want. They even give you away if they want. They even kill you. This way of behavior, this goes beyond the Nigeria government. It goes into every Nigerian institution. It goes beyond the executives. It goes beyond the executives to every institution, every Nigerian institution. They treat you the same. They treat you like your life is not what they knew it will become someday. Like your life is not what the day you will die and it turns into manure. Like it's not even worth it. So what do? They now fast track your death. This is how the institutions in Nigeria are built, with no exception to any. Okay, let's go let me give you this example. Do you as an ordinary Nigerian want to calculate your worth? Have you ever tried to calculate your worth in Nigeria? How much you are worth in Nigeria? Have you ever tried? Today is Saturday, okay, the banks are not open. On Monday, go to the bank. Go to the bank. If you want, because you won't go because you know your worth in Nigeria, that you are worth nothing. If not, I would say to you, anytime you have the chance, go to the bank and apply for a loan of just 100,000 naira. Less than $70, and you will see the value of your life to the Nigerian system. Not to talk of, I'm talking about the value of your life to their institution, not to talk of the government. Not to talk of the Nigerian system, the government. You know that as a Nigerian, your ID card is supposed to be enough to get you a loan from the bank. Just your identity as a Nigerian is enough to get you a certain amount as a loan without any collateral, without any nothing, without even questions being asked. The mere fact that you are a Nigerian, your ID is supposed to be enough to give you a loan, a certain amount. But this can only be possible if your government sees you as you are worth this amount. If your government says, okay, today, every Nigerian is worth 1 million naira. You can go to the bank and say, I'm a Nigerian and I'm worth this amount. Therefore, the mere fact that the government said that means they can pay it back if I cannot. Therefore, I'm a Nigerian, give me the loan. They will give to you. Because your government has suretyed you and said you are worth it. Because we know that as a business, their main objective is profit. And therefore, they would give you even $1,000 in loan if they think you are worth more than $1,000 to the government. If they think that in the system that you are operating on, you are worth more than just But just $1,000. Who are you to get $1,000 from Nigeria Bank? Unless you have something else that is backing your worth. That is why in Nigeria, people are individualistic, looking for their personal thing to prop up their worth, to make them look like they are worth it. Because they know they are worth nothing to the system. Because your government clearly doesn't believe in you. You are not even worth 100,000 naira. They don't believe in your dreams. They don't believe in the future, what it holds for you. They don't believe in that. They don't give you any benefits. No benefit of a doubt. They go overseas, they say Nigerians are useless, Nigerians are lazy, Nigerians are all of that. They belittle you. They condescend to you. They ridicule you. Everywhere you go to across the world, people look at you like a fool. People look at you like this nigger. People treat you less than animal because that is what the value that your government has placed on you. They don't believe in you. They think you are worth less than an animal. So the bank therefore cannot give you, the youth, the workforce of Nigeria that is supposed to be the future, that is supposed to be building Nigeria, the workforce. They cannot give you any loan because even as the workforce of Nigeria, you have no value. The government you set up to give you dignity and value has disvalued you. Disvalued you totally. So you can't even blame these banks. I repeat, your country is supposed to give you value. Your country is supposed to dignify you. Your country is supposed to give you dignity as a human being. That is why when you see a Russian, you approach the person with respect because Russia has built the dignity of their citizens. You can't just disrespect them. Their government comes to their rescue. Today, American government is telling their citizens, that country, you must not go there. They are planning protest. You must not go there. Peaceful protest. Their government is telling them, hey, stay away. They don't even think you are capable. They know that one way or the other, government will find a way to raise violence against you. They're telling their people, but they cannot tell their people. One Nigeria government, since they understand that this is a peaceful protest, this is a democratic process, you can't warn Nigeria government to say, listen, allow these people to protest. It is their right. Why would they, when your country has not dignified you? How would they, when your country has rendered you without dignity? Do you recognize that to your government, you are worth more to them dead than alive? I hope you realize. You are worth more dead to the Nigeria government than you are worth to them alive. You know. According to one of the former governors, he said that when you are killed, they will give you 500,000 naira. Less than $300. But that is only when you are dead at the hands of the terrorists. That is when they will give you 500,000 naira. But that also has a condition. You must also realize that he's telling you your death is worth 500,000 naira. And nothing will be done to your killer because after all, you've been paid. That means you are worth more dead than alive, because if you go to the government and ask for 500,000 naira, they won't give you. And even as dead person that they say is worth 500, you have to fight for that 500,000 naira. You have to fight. If there is no one there to hold these terrorists accountable, even the 500,000 naira will not be given to your corpse. It will not be given to your corpse. They don't see any value in you. No value whatsoever. None. All people have been protesting for how many days? Look at this report from Sahara Reporters. It says Tinubu till now failed to address Nigerians despite ongoing protests. Choose I don't care attitude. Choose I don't care attitude. And this is from the Coalition of United Political Parties, CUPP. Are they not part of political parties not the organizer? I'm talking about political parties, not part of those creating this problem, this monster. Look at this news from Gazette. It says, are you the only hungry ones? Lagos government unleashes thugs on Lagosians. Threatens residents on joining protest. This was on July 30th. They said to them, are you the only hungry ones? Lagos government unleashes thugs on Lagosians. Threatens residents on joining protest. This is the attitude of Nigeria government. In 4 minutes, I'll be opening up the line, so I know you can call back and be part of this. You can call in and be part of this conversation. So from the news headline I read, you must know that for the Nigerian government, hunger is not something that should have you worried. It's not something that you should be on the street because they believe that it is something you should be used to. Nigeria government believes that hunger is something you must be used to. They want all Nigerians just to be alamajiris on the streets with empty pots begging the politicians for 1 cup of rice. Did you see that video of that woman who came out with an empty pot? You know what it signifies? There is no food in the house. I'm dying of hunger. I'm dying of hunger. That's the meaning of what the woman did. The woman is showing that she's not here because she just wants to be here. It's because she's dying of hunger. She is dying of hunger. And what is the response of the Nigeria government? They don't care. They don't care. They have no concern. Listen to your leaders. Listen to them.
That we are not interested in regime change. Let us own this government. Those who want to protest can protest, but let us be there eating. Am I right? I must thank Niger Delta. So, in conclusion, we acknowledge the fact that the impact of oil and gas activities in our region has done immeasurable damage to our people. It reshaped our lives, it reshaped our economy, it reshaped our environment.
Let's listen to this again. Let's just listen to it again before we open up the line. Let's listen to this again.
I want to thank you for what you said. You said, we are not interested in regime change. Let us own this government.
They are not interested in regime change. They want to own the government, whether it is good or it is bad. They don't care. Whether it is serving your interest or not serving your interest, they don't care. He said it. We don't care. We don't care about change that will benefit Nigerians. They do not care. This is the Senate president. That they are not interested in whatever you are talking about, a democratic country. These are people that are supposed to make laws for Nigerians, and he's telling Nigerians he doesn't care. He doesn't care what their demands are. He doesn't give a toss what they want. He doesn't care. Why? Let them, because they have the resources of Nigerians that they can enjoy. So, listen to him.
Those who want to protest can protest, but let us be there eating. Am I right?
Those who want to protest can protest. They are wasting their time. But they that don't care how bad things are, they will be there eating because things are not bad to them. It is just you that things are so bad to. Things are not bad to them. The irony is that those who say they love Nigeria, like your politicians, those who want to keep you together, are the ones destroying the same country they confess to love. The same country they confess to love, they are the ones destroying it. Destroying it. The same people who are telling you one Nigeria are the same people with Igbophobia, the same people who hate Igbos. The same people who even go around harassing even their own people. Harassing them. Asking them, are you? If they don't even ask them, they say you look like Igbo. They harass them. What do you expect when you were there watching Igbo people's businesses, Biafran people's properties destroyed, and you're quiet? You're quiet. Listen to this woman's complaint.
This was a peaceful demonstration. Only for us to get to this place. Where the boys were telling us, what you come to do here? You, you came to the balance to do this. He was threatening me. Even if I'm a Igbo, am I not in Nigeria? Am I not in Nigeria? Even if I'm a Igbo. Around us.
So the line is open. You can call in and be part of this conversation. You see why we said our people must not engage in this protest. This is why we say our people must not engage in this protest. So you become a target. That is, this target is on you. Listen, let me read to you what Mazi Sochima said. But before that, the number to call is +27 73 8090 689. I repeat, +27 73 8090 689. It says, Igbophobia. Yoruba people are now harassing their people, protesting against hunger, thinking they are Igbo people. A video posted by Sahara reporters showed how some Yoruba thugs, excuse me, just hold on a bit. I'm trying to answer this call, but okay. Let me finish reading this. A video posted by Sahara reporters showed a middle-aged woman lamenting how some Yoruba thugs working for Tinubu harassed them, calling them Omo Igbo, a derogatory name the Yoruba people call Igbo people. She was embittered over how they asked her to leave Lagos and go back to the east. The woman questioned if it was no longer one in Nigeria. After watching the video, I came face to face with the Igbophobia of the Yoruba people. Since the amalgamation of Nigeria, Yoruba have been playing a game of betrayal and unnecessary fear of the Igbo success. They live thinking they are in a competition with Igbo. That's why they can now see their own people and harass them thinking they are Igbo people. To answer the woman, there is nothing like one Nigeria. It has been a joke taken too far. If they can harass you thinking you are Igbo, imagine the type of hate they fill their hearts against Igbo. Every Igbo man should listen to this video and understand what is playing out in Nigeria. You don't belong here. This is written by Mazi Sochima. Okay, caller, welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion in 4 minutes. Caller, are you there? Let me see. Okay. Just hold on a bit. Let me... Caller, yes, you are there. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Caller, go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Okay. Caller, can you hear me, first of all? Ndewo, please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion.
Okay. It's Biafra. I greet everyone. The only thing I want to tell our people is that Mazi Sochima Mbanali said that we are going to be the referee in what is going to happen in Nigeria, both their protests and any other thing, because we have become wise. And I remember when someone asking our leader is, how are we going to march? Our leader says, just like what somebody asked Umar Chichi from USA. He asked Mazi Sochima Mbanali, are you aware that they created radio, this and that, other thing? But our leader has seen it all. He said, we must, he said, MUST, we must unify our fronts. We must unify our fronts. He said that everything we must follow one central command. And that one central command is what we need from Biafrans, which Biafrans are keen into. Because if IPOB is not controlling Biafran land and have not come to shape us, give us a direction, by now, we will always be destroyed. We will always be the sacrificial lamb to Nigeria. We always be making one mistake because we have lack focus. We have no mother, we have no father. We have nobody to bend us like okra and take something that is good in us and utilize it. But today, IPOB has done that. Mazi NnamdiKanu, the leadership, have also bring out another strong idea. And that's why every Biafrans have to follow that very particular central command. Yes, you know, at least once upon a time we have once make Nigerians and Nigeria to cry, to weep, to regret. We have paid them back a little way. At least they have seen what we have seen before. One Yoruba guy came to a place where I am here in the he was like, oh, this is it's not supposed to keep protesters. Why they are fighting protesters? This protest is good. And somebody asked him a question and said, is it today that he know that they don't keep protesters? The guy was like, he said, no, I just want to ask, is it today that you know? The guy was like, he said, you remember when you are saying, kill them, kill them, kill them? Today, you remember because your brothers are protesting to say that they don't keep protesters. So, whatever Nigerians are cooking for themselves, they should face it. Because for we are going. We are not interested in everything. We are hungry, yes, but we have the power to make what we are going to eat. And we are struggling for it. So those who are hungry, both the Yorubas, they should see the snake that they have trained and will be eating them up. Both the Northerners, the people we are sorry for is those that have used their Muslim religion and other people and religion to compo their brain, telling them that Allah or God will come for their rescue or Jesus will save them, which they know it will never happen. Right time, the Nigerians wake up and know that Nigeria, the more you sound the word Nigeria, the more you bring mayhem and destruction to yourself. The more you pamper one Nigeria, the more you die. Akpabio is telling them, if they can listen what Akpabio is saying, they will know that that man is not speaking from his right senses. Something has pushed him to speak. And he's speaking so that those who have still little brain will code and keep on doing what they are doing. If they stop the protest, they will still die. If they continue the protest, they will still die. After all, we have been dying, so they should die little and see how it goes. So So thank you very much, and I greet all our leaders. And Facebook, you say that Mazi Sochima Mbanali voice is dangerous. Thank you very much. We have more dangerous voice, and his own is going to keep on destroying you people one after the other. Yeah. You have not seen NnamdiKanu is dangerous. You have seen that taking NnamdiKanu away has no even any atom of meaning, because more dangerous voice, more dangerous and violent people are coming.
Thank you.
This 100 years, we promise them we are here. We will continue it because we will give birth to children. And we are ready till they give us what we want. Nigeria will never be at rest.
So they say for every Jesus, there are thousands of them. For one Jesus, there are thousands of them. So that is what it is. I mean, for just one Jesus, there are thousands of them. So let me bring the next caller into the line. Thank you, the caller for your wonderful opinion. Thank you very much. Caller, welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion.
Good morning to you, Mazi Sochima. Good morning.
Ndewo. Good morning. Good morning.
Greetings to you, my beloved brothers and sisters. Is our strength. And we must continue on the right side of the truth. My name is Hugo, and I'm calling from the blessed land of Biafra. Mazi, you see, anybody that comes from the blessed land of Biafra who doesn't tell him or herself the truth when it comes to the zoo called Nigeria, which they claim that it is one, that person will continue to deceive herself or himself forever. You don't need anyone to tell you that this place called Zoological Republic, a place where the devil lives in the planet Earth, because according to the word of Chukwu Kitabiama, he said devil was cast down to this earth. If you don't know where the devil is residing, it is inside zoo. That is the headquarter of all evil on earth. If you know that what these people are doing for so many years is telling you that you doesn't belong where they claim to, that you and them are not the same, you are deceiving yourself. And that is the reason why we pity those who champion the cause of the zoo. We pity those who serve the zoo. At the end of the service of the zoo, you see them going home with a disgrace. Some of them died themselves, because according to what our leader said, he say if you serve the zoo, you come back with shame. But this time around, it has upgraded. That course, energy upgrades. Many of them are dying after serving the zoo only because of the course which they choose. And it shall continue like that, because since you refuse to tell yourself the truth, since you refuse to do the right thing, and you are fighting for your stomach, at the same time fighting for your family because you know what is good. Yes, because all these evil governors, all these evil senators that come from our land, who are supposed to be fighting for their brothers and sisters, they all love life. They love life so much. That is the reason why none of their family is found here. If you give any of them that claim to be a leader in the zoo condition, and you say that condition must be number one, none of you will live in Obodo to become a leader in the zoo. And at the same time, we are going to pay you lesser than what you are receiving. You will see them running away from the leadership, like even Pitamba. If they make it as a compulsory, say no leader must collect salary, and your family must live here. People like Pitamba can never near political position. That is the simple truth. So, but we are upgrading the cost which our leader NnamdiKanu give them. We petition our God, we beg our God, Chukwu Kitabiama, in prayer. We ask him every day to make sure that the word of his prophet, which is sent for this particular generation, continue to exist, and is existing. So let them continue to go and serve zoo, and let them continue to work against their brothers and sisters. At the end, have a lot with you, and there are so many of them. I remember one person that is ranting for you, let me say years ago and months ago, he was seriously claiming to be the owner of the zoo. Odosha, his name is Udele, some vulture or somebody. At the end, we never believed that after all he said, that the zoo, the HG, is still in the hands of the zoo. We forgot that when there was a particular time that he said that NnamdiKanu must die in DSS custody. That NnamdiKanu was at DSS custody. Today, HG is only 25 times according to. He has a Salafu champion. Or serving the zoo and come back with him. And that is how it's supposed to be. There are so many of them. And even some of them that don't want to repent. They are saying that the reason why I'm echoing this in this morning for you that is serving the zoo, you are serving the zoo. You think you serve them at the end, you come back with joy. No. We still tell you that the course has upgraded. They got along with you with all weekly. Yes, as long as you refuse to repent, you continue to claim what you are not. We told you that these people that don't like Nigeria is not one, as they claim. And then where you pretend that if what we are saying is true, what we are saying is not true. But the clear handwriting is everywhere. That is the reason why today you can't join the protest of your fellow Nigerians. Because I think that this one is fairly clear that we have been protesting for so many years and they have been killing us. But we are surprised to hear all these things from even some people that criticize the indigenous people of Biafra when we are telling you that these people doesn't love you. I want to ask you that is protesting today, you that is supporting the protest, because they say don't go and protest. You say, I love what is going on, but I don't want to join because they hate us. Okay, you now know that they hate you. Hey, I don't even say they hate you. Then ask yourself, what is the reason why innocent man is still in detention? Because it said that these people hate you, he is fighting for you, and you join them to criticize him. You join them to make sure say they nail him down. But today, you see as if you are fighting the same fight. Be careful, because I think whatever you sow in this life definitely is what you are going to reap. All of you that refuse to call a spade, I promise you, I say this thing that it will come to your domot. Today you are crying, you are hungry. What makes you hungry? I think it is you say it's one Nigeria, that Nigeria will be better. You will continue to look for position so that you will go and make Nigeria better. We are watching all of you. Mazi, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Nigeria, they say, Nigeria enwehu mekwatarism. Nigeria enwehu mekwata. Nigeria can never be better. You cannot better something you did not develop. Some people develop Nigeria for it to be in a certain way. So, I mean, what are you talking about? Some people developed Nigeria for it to function in a certain way. So, are you coming there to fix what they created? Fix it for them. What would you fix? I mean, something is created in this way to function in this way. So how do you think you are fixing it? Welcome, caller. Caller, welcome to the line. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion in 4 minutes. There will.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you. I really appreciate you for the good job that you're doing for the indigenous people of Biafra under the leadership of Mazi NnamdiKanu. My name now Omoguti Omonosi Omoki Biafra. Mazi, I greet you inside this morning. Mazi, thank you for your analysis and for your teachings. The lecture this morning, I hope the ear make you hear. And for the zoos them, for the zoologians them, I don't really get advice for those people, because when they talk to zoologian, the ordinary zoologian, they enter one ear, they from the other ear, they come out. They know they feel hold on to advice. They know they tough enough. They know they mentally tough enough to feel question question their leaders or their bad or their ugly situation for this part of this world. That is why you see they will continue to suffer. They will continue to yap. They will continue to run scatter, and nobody will come for them. Do you think America will come? When Joe Biden rigged himself into power, and when Joe Biden has been there and keeping deaf ears, being blind that he didn't see that Tinubu rigged himself into Nigeria political domain or whatever. You understand? And even when Tinubu rigged himself into by his way into Nigerian government house, why can't these same hungry, frustrated, useless, hopeless Nigerians come outside and form this synergy, this power when they throw around now, and form this synergy and kick the Tinubu and kick the INEC chairman off from this country entirely? Hold them down, tie them rope, put them somewhere. Then they look for public opinion when go actually get to savage them. But they didn't do this. Now, they kind of do you think you can get anything good from anything bad? Tinubu is a old wineskin bag. And you guys that have fresh wine, do you want to go and pour it in old bag that have old and that have spoiled? All of us kept mute. We were supposed to come inside the street and make Nigeria unbearable for everybody, including the British people. We are supposed to stalk every street in the zoo to making sure our voice is being heard. But we didn't do that. We have allowed him stay a year in the office. He has.
Hello? Caller, are you still there? Okay. I don't know why Caller, you are no longer audible.
Mazi, I'm sorry. I don't know if I am coming out clear because my network here.
Go ahead. Now you are. Go ahead. No. Okay. You stopped being audible again. I guess it's the network. Yeah. So what he's saying, it is actually clear. What he's saying, it is clear. The thing is, Nigerians understand what is happening. They understand that this system is not something that it's not sustainable. Let's keep it that way. Let's say it that way. The Nigerian system is not sustainable. I just got information that my system is repeating. So let us see what to do. Caller, just hold on a bit. The system has taken us off a bit. Let us just let me refresh it, and then I will bring you to Biafrans. We are still live on the social media platforms. We are still live on Facebook, and then this will just be done in some seconds. We'll just be connected again in some seconds. So we are having an interesting conversation today, and Nigerians, they do understand what is at risk. They do, to a certain extent, because one thing is understanding the problem. Another thing is really, really, really finding a sustainable solution. People come up with all manner of solutions. What is going on now? Okay, people come up with all manner of solutions, but the one that is sustainable is what is important. What is sustainable? A sustainable solution is what is important, because if you come up with a solution that you cannot sustain, then what is the point? After 2 years, the same problem continues after a couple of... Okay, we are back on air. Mazi, please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndewo.
Mazi Sochima Mbanali Chineke, ihe anyị na-ahụ n'Afrịka karịrị. a small thing, you go see say your system go off. Even network will carry you go where you no send up, So it's one Nigeria and one Africa. I think one day we will liberate ourselves and mount our mask in the sun, not even in the moon or any other place. Mazi, please, I want to observe something, and that thing that I observed there is all about what Mazi Chinedu used to tell us about the world order. This issue of world order, whenever they want to, run a sample of their analysis on how to control Africa the more and how to use the willing government tools the more, they will start out the section of a part of Africa called Nigeria. You see, this thing that is happening, I think I'm beginning to see that the world order is trying to write a new order again that might control Africa. And they are something now on Nigerians using this protest to, see how Nigerians will turn into it. Then they will post it on the media. And that was why you see a woman crying that, I think a woman from the tape you played was crying that the DP or whoever asked to arrest him, a journalist, So I was looking at that, I was just laughing. I said, Nigerians who turning out of their houses to go on protest because you have been assured that nobody will shoot you. So, which means what IPOBs were doing was a purported plan from the government of Nigeria, to make sure that they disseminate IPOs, because I'm not even talking about the Igbos, because many of the Igbos are not even interested, in this our struggle because of fear of what they don't believe in and what they don't see actualizing their life, not talk of actualizing what we have been fighting for. So I think it is beginning to be clear to me that those who are on the street protesting are those who the willing, as in the government of Nigeria, have chosen to be coming out to the streets, shouting, giving. Because if you call one of them by example of research, you understand that none of them can give you an end point or reason why he is protesting. I've asked every one of them, Nigerians, why are you people protesting? They say it's because of hunger. I say that is not a primary reason you're protesting. I want to know why you're protesting. And who are you protesting against? You're fighting your father. Is your father not aware that you're hungry? So these are a lot of things are just going on in Nigeria. But I know that one day all of them will wake up because one, they don't know what they're fighting for, they're protesting for. And why are you wasting your time, telling the whole world that you're protesting? But like the answers took place too when one idiot cough level and his brothers were walking on the street eating chicken. Immediately they left after 3 days. The main guys came out on the street who are suffering these pains. And you see, they raise up they loot out their guns and begin to shoot them. So these are the things that is going to be replicatable here again, because after these few days, I think the real guys will come out from among the Nigerians who are suffering. You can't tell me you are protesting for hunger. If you are protesting for hunger, you protest through the radio and TV. Tell them don't waste your time coming on the street. Write it and let the media show that they can accept your message, and let the House of Assembly, National Assembly, let them show that they can take the voice of the people and dialogue to see how they can reflect it in their lives in the Nigerian whatever constitution or whatever they believe in. So than bringing it in this, I showed there, Mazi, open that, let's be discussing on how we can publicize our referendum, or maybe if we are not going on referendum, let's walk away from these people. These people, one of the engine there, these people are minors to human beings. Telling you, thank you so much. I bye for now.
Thank you very much, Mazi. You can't help but be disappointed. That is the simple truth. You cannot help but be disappointed with the way Nigerians have carried themselves for the longest time. But at the same time, we can't also just push them out. We just have to still support them. What else can we do? We just must still find a way to ensure that we will utilize every available opportunity that we get. And like most of the callers are saying, I mean, protesting for hunger, I mean, is it really a sustainable solution, you know? Is it really a solution to the problems? Protesting for hunger, you know? Okay, let's go to the next caller. Today we are just having unnecessary issues with the connection. It seems like we are repeating again on the radio. I don't know what's happening today. I think we are back now on the radio. Okay, go ahead, Mazi, introduce yourself and your opinion. Ụtụtụ ọma.
Ụtụtụ ọma, Mazi Sochima Mbanali. And greetings to all Biafrans worldwide. My name is Mazi Onyemechi. Mazi Onyemechi is calling you from the blessed land of Biafra, and I greet everyone that is keenly listening to the gospel coming out from this very hallowed platform, which our leader Mazi NnamdiKanu set for us to be spreading the gospel of Chukwu Okike Abiyama. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue strengthening our leader Mazi NnamdiKanu wherever he is until victory is given to him sooner and sooner. In the name of Chukwu Okike Abiyama, I pray. You say, Mazi Mbanali. All of some of our callers have said, we are keenly watching the zoo protesting to see the outcome of their protest, because our hands are not in their protest. We are watching them, putting our whistle in our mouths, blowing every commentary that comes out from the protest. We will blow whatever that signal, whatever that is coming out from their protest. Our hands are not there. So now, Mazi Mbanali, there is an observation I got from, our people. Sometimes our people, those that are more especially in Lagos. So there is a video that I watched. I said, these are people, they cannot learn, because sometimes they will use their hand and cause what is going on, what will happen to them. There's a video that I watched whereby they are pouring drinks, alcohol in a bucket, be fetching and be drinking in the foreign land, whereby you know that these people don't like you. You are singing Inubuni Daima, Inubuni Daima. So that kind of thing, what thing is this? Even if you want to make somebody not to know what you have in your mind, or if you have any other strategy, you keep it secret between yourself. You can buy that drink and go to your house and drink it, or you can be drinking it without videoing yourself and be posting it, because that thing will now a kind of anger those that are looking for a way to endanger you wherever you are. Your business are there, your houses are there, your family are in their land. So now, doing that now, so those people that are there drinking and they're singing Tinubuni Danima, I know that they don't have any plan B, or some of them don't have any plan B, whereby they will be shouting. When something happens to them, they will be shouting, oh, look at what they are doing to us. But now, instead of them to have plan B, have a strategy, gather themselves up, without even making any comment that will make people know what they have in their mind, so that in terms of defense of themselves, whenever a kind of attack comes to them. Now, all those posts that are going on that
from 20th of this month that Yoruba will rise against Igbo to leave their land. All those kind of things. That is what they would have started now and be thinking of how to handle themselves. Not to be drinking alcohol, making merry. It's a kind of shouting, well, what? Are you celebrating what? Celebrating, not protesting or celebrating what? Sometimes if I begin to reason how some of our people used to, a kind of their action in so many things, I will begin to say that whenever things happen to some of them, those people outside the Biafra land, some of them, whenever something tragic things happen to them, I will see it as those that have been no way to be controlled at all, because they don't want to listen to the gospel that comes out from the radio Biafra. Because whenever anybody that is listening to the gospel that's coming out from this very hallowed platform, your life will never remain the same. Mazi Mbanali, thank you for the good work. Mazi, let me hold it there here now. For now, let us be watching them to see whatever the outcome of their protest will be.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mazi. Thank you very much. This is one of the reasons why I think religion is still important. You see what he complained about, the way people reason. The way people reason. Unfortunately, the way people reason is why I think religion, we can't just push away. For me, I've outgrown religion. I've outgrown religion. I'm at a place where I'm not religious. I'm not. But there are still a lot of people that once you push them away from one, they will find another one. So our people, we don't know how to behave most times. We need people to guide us, to direct us. And most times when people are even there guiding and directing us, we tend to just behave anyhow. We tend not to even we want our own. That is the worst part of our kind of experience. So, but even when I said religion is important, it must be your own religion, not foreign religion, not another person's religion, not foreign, your own. So, not to deviate from the conversation we are having today, let me introduce Mazi. I think you will be the last caller. Mazi, welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I would say on another line. Cut me off. Like I'm not hearing you, but I know you might be hearing me.
Mazi, you are live on Radio Biafra. Please go ahead.
So that I can hear you some more now, yes. If you know, say you be Biafra, anywhere you done this head, now your son, your brother, your uncle, and your father, okay, so it's car. I be from Umawa there for Olo province. Now I love Biafra. And then they come from Aba province. Biafra Dalangwa, Dalandengwa. I want Dalanda Wasa. Ngwa Brib. I will community. Therefore,
okay, what is going on? Mazi, you are no more. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
If you not say you want from this Biafra and NnamdiKanu, why we are here for you to live in your papa land? Oh, but for me, to live in my papa land. Don't be setting my village. Don't be Tinubu village. Tinubu village before Nigeria was created. That's the thing. Chapter 18. Chapter 19. The greatness of God. Human beings are nothing. Kindness and charity. Then, self-examination, self-control, lose of stock, recognizing the real wisdom. The Lord, who lives forever, created the whole universe, and He alone is just. He has given no one enough power to describe what He has done. And no one can investigate it completely. Who can measure His majestic power.